Welcome you all for this session for generative AI. So we're going to start this session in a while. So the high level structure of this session would be that we're going to have the welcome, and then we're going to have a Tilawat-e-Qur'aan with meaning. Then we're going to have an introduction of the PSF, what PSF into, what exactly its rules and goals, how we operate. And post that, I'll hand it over to our topic expert, Mazhar Bhai, who is going to take us through the how the generative AI is shaping our world. And post that, we're going to have a Q&A session. And after that, we're going to wrap up the session. That so with that, I'll call upon Ashraf for Tilawat Quran with the meaning. Ashraf bhai.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم يتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أغويته وما للظالمين من أنصار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد فاستجاب لهم ربهم أني لا أضيع عمل عامل منكم من ذكر أو أنثى بعضكم من بعض فالذين هاجروا وأخرجوا من ديارهم وأوذوا في سبيلي وقاتلوا وقتلوا لأكفرن عنهم سيئاتهم ولأدخلنهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ثوابا من عند الله والله عنده حسن الثواب لا يغرنك تقلب الذين كفروا في البلاد متاع قليل ثم مأواهم جهنم وبئس المهاد لكن الذين اتقوا ربهم لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها نزلا من عند الله وما عند الله خير للأبرار وإن من أهل الكتاب لمن يؤمن بالله وما أنزل إليكم وما أنزل إليهم خاشعين لله لا يشترون بآيات الله ثمنا قليلا أولئك لهم أجرهم عند ربهم إن الله سريع الحساب يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا ورابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون صدق الله العلي العظيم. The English translation is: Indeed, in the creation of heavens and the earth and the alteration of the night and the day are signs for those who understanding, who remember Allah while standing or sitting or lying on their sides and give thoughts to the creation of the heavens and the earth. Our Lord, you did not create this aimlessly. Exalted are you, then protect us from the punishment of the fire. Our Lord, indeed, whoever you admit to the fire, you have disgraced him, and for the wrongdoers there are no helpers. Our Lord, indeed we have heard a caller calling to faith. Believe in you, Lord, and we have believed. Our Lord, forgive us our sins and remove from us from our misdeed and cause us to die with the righteous. our Lord, and grant us what you promised us through your messengers, and do not disgrace us on the day of resurrection. Indeed, you do not fail in promise. And their Lord responded to them, never will I allow to be lost the work of any worker among you, whether male or female. You are of one another. So those who immigrated or were evicted from their homes or were harmed in my cause or fought or were killed, I will surely remove from them their misdeed, and I will surely admit them to gardens beneath which fear rivers flow as reward from Allah, and Allah has with him the best reward. Be not deceived by the movement of the disbelievers throughout the land. A small enjoyment, then their refuge is hell, and rest is their resting place. But those who fear their Lord will have gardens beneath which river flow, abiding eternally therein, as accommodation from Allah, and that which is with Allah is the best for the righteous. And indeed, among the people of the scripture are those who believe in Allah and what was revealed to you and what was revealed to them, humbly submissive to Allah. They do not exchange the verses of Allah to a small price. Those who have the rewards with their Lord, indeed Allah is swift in account. O, o you who have believed, pers- preserve and endure and remain stationed and fear Allah that you may be successful. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.
Jazakallah Ashraf bhai for that complete meaning of the Quran. Jazakallah. Yeah. Okay, with that, probably we'll move ahead with the second agenda for the introduction of the PSF. We like to know, like, we just want to inform what PSF into, what exactly do we do, what exactly this NGO is all about. I'm going to take another 5 minutes of this just for an introduction, and post that we're going to start with the session. So PSF Mumbai, right? It's an organization which started in 2017, and post that we are into multiple verticals where we work into. This is our journey. The number of volunteers which we have who work under the PSF NGO. We started with 2017 with 15 people, and mashallah we have did 436 people as of now in 2024. And as you can see, right, it's a group of professionals which work across Mumbai and its suburbs. It's a non-for-profit organization. Basically, it's two aim: self-development and community service. That's it, right? Two simple goal. And with that, we operate in three different verticals. This is a high-level structure of the organization. We have a city president, and then we have a vice president. We have a core team, chapter leads, members, and associates. So if you can see, right, it's basically, if I'm going to go through the slides, it's going to take a while. The thing is, the high-level planning, structuring, and everything has been done at the city president and the president level in the core team, and the all the execution has been taken up by the respective chapter leads in the core teams. There are some contributions which has to be done by the respective stakeholders. Like for city president, president and the core team has to contribute 500 and above, and then there is a multi-contribution by chapter leads and member. This is totally volunteer. If you don't want to be a member, if you want to be an associate, you can be an associate and you can contribute. Right? It's totally voluntary. But this is how the entire structure works for the PSF. Okay, as I mentioned, right, we operate in three main verticals, that is service to professionals, networking community, and co-social service. Uh, I'll just take you briefly, quickly through all the three verticals. Service to professional is basically we are targeting the professionals who are working in the different sector, in the different walks of the career, be in IT, manufacturing, retail, and apart from that, these are the sessions which we usually take for service to professionals. So Masterclass is the currently one which you are currently enrolled for. And then we have an online courses. We have a mentor-mentee program. We have a meetups and course tie-ups. These are the frequency which we operate on these particular activities, and these are the planned target which we try to reach and help people out. Out of these, mentor-mentee is something which we have a very good success stories, and also we have a very good large pool of professionals with a very high reach experience, where people can probably come and seek their career guidance. If you are fresher, if you are mid senior, or if you are stuck in your career in the ceiling, if you want to break the ceiling, want to move ahead, there are a lot of large pools of professionals in our PSF organization who are volunteer. They give their time to connect with you, and they will probably help you to also give you the roadmap for your journey. So this is we have a third batch which is going on currently, and we are getting a very good response on that. Master classes is something which we take the trending topic, and we try to deliver the session on that, and we ensure that we have a series of these sessions so that there is a connectivity across all these sessions every month. So this is primarily what we try to do for the service to professional. These are the areas which we try to target. As I told you, right, we try to pick up some trending topics and try to deliver sessions on that. We get the industry experts from these each one of them, and we have a masterclass session. I understand, right? Within an hour, probably you will not be an expert in that particular topic. But what it gives you and helps you is it help you to basically understand what this particular field is all about. And if that intrigue you or make, if you think this topic is interesting, probably you can deep dive. And then we have our online courses, and then we also have our boot camps as well for these particular uh, topics. So as I mentioned, right, we have this particular session of generative AI, and we are planning to have a series of it. And apart from that, we also going to have a boot camps where people can come down physically and have a hands-on experience on this. And this is totally free, of course. You don't have to pay anything for it. And probably we'll go to the next part where I mentioned the networking, right, and community building. As I mentioned, this is the second vertical where it's a very good blend of the spiritual and your career professional work, right? Where you can have some Daskia program, your Sira reading program for the challenge. So we did this challenge and it was very effective. We kept a 21 days of Fajr challenge where people enroll themselves and we try to track them whether they have completed their Fajr or not. And that was a very good exercise. People really enjoyed it. And so we try to blend this particular spiritual and the actual your this physical world and this spiritual world. So this is something which we do for networking and community building. So it's not only your career, your professional life, we also try to cover your spiritual aspect as well. And then it's been also been triggered through some family picnics and heritage walk and drive and some family outings with together, right? And these are some sessions which we had for networking together for parenting. Lunch and dinners also we try to target, right? It's also not about just and sports is very important activity for connection. So we also have a good like involving football. We have cricket sessions, which we also do this over the weekends, right? Our main two things in the core social service is the Kafalat and the NEC basket. These are the two very kind of a flagship project for the PSF. Kafalat is something which is running very effectively from past 6 years now. And this is the program where people can come and the portal is there and you can just provide and donate your zakat for the genuine needy these students, right? For probably in this complete sanity checks of the students are done based on their the complete checklist is provided. Probably the electricity bills and how much they are serving, how many smartphones do you have. All those core things has been taken into picture, and then they have been decided yes they should be enrolled for this project or not. If they pass all those tests, then they are a part of the Kafalat program, and the people come on the portal and they donate and they become their sponsor. Right, that's the reason the program name has been as Kafalat. Right, you take the sponsorship of the child. And you can see the growth, right? It was phenomenal, right? From the people we are supporting, right? Well, there are a lot of donors who are coming in. There are a lot of child we are onboarding on the portal. We are trying to revamp the entire portal now. It's going to be completely seamless. You can see the child progress. All the progress report card has been onboarded on the portal. So if you are sponsoring someone, you can see the complete track of the child, right? Whether he or she is performing as per the mark or not. And if she is not performing and still you are sponsoring, you have the chance to opt out as well, right? So that's how it's function. So this is basically a very good platform if you want to contribute, right, for child's growth, for their education, and it's very in a transparent way, and you can also keep the track of the child's growth as well. And second, on the similar lines, we have a Neki basket, and Neki basket is definitely something which is picking up very recently. We have two kitchens at Jogeshwari West and Manwali, and beneficiaries are 200 families. These families are totally very backward, they don't have any means, sometimes they leave hand to mouth, right? So and this program has been structured in such a way that they support themselves, but people come and contribute. That there's a kitchen which is being cooked food has been served to different families, right? You can see that around 23,000 food packets has been distributed. There are we have a sponsors. 100 packets 5,000 rupees and 10 packets of 500 rupees. These are tall sponsors. And similarly, we have a Neki basket where you have a dry ration submission as well. Again, we have a portal for this. You can go and contribute on this particular Neki basket. We are trying to bring in technology more so that people can just see the seamless transition here as well. So there is a roadmap for that as well. We are trying to give a QR code to all the individual recipient of this, and they can just scan it and get the ration, right? Just to keep the transaction more clear and Okay, this was on Nikki Basket. So this was something again on the lines of social service where we try to give a kind of a gift of compassion. You have books and clothes you have to distribute. Suppose you have a books and clothes which you don't want to keep it yourself, you want to distribute it to the needy person. So we have multiple drives across Mumbai where we have this session. You can see people standing in Mira Road. This drive session. There are a lot of things which has been covered. We take these books, we distribute to the needy. We have these clothes. Again, it's been taken, sanitized, and kept to the needy, and also it's been um, at places we use this for the again for the use of the education of the children itself. So this is also one of the drive the people are coming, and these are all volunteer, right? These are all professionals like me and you who use their basically weekends and time who come up. They help these causes and also generate revenue for this Kafalat program and the NEC basket program. Right. This is picking up. So these our contact thing. We have a full-fledged website where you can see all our latest updates. And this is the email. If you want to connect with us, then you can connect with us on this. This was all about PSF. Now I would like to call upon our topic speaker for the day, that is Mazhar Bhai. Mazhar Bhai is a senior project manager in NEC Software Professionals. He has a couple of decades and a half experience in software development. He has been very instrumental in database administration, DBA, software development, and he has worked at a very different level of programming, coding, managing the project end to end. And recently, he has started working on this machine learning and this generative AI projects. And completely depth, he is very enthusiastic and sharing his knowledge. And we welcome him on this particular session on sharing how generative AI is sharing our world. This was Arvai.
Jazakallah khair wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks for providing this opportunity. As Murshid has presented that this is part of this activity is a part of service to the professionals. So the content of the master class is where we present the very basic of the technology or the trending technology, and then for the complete information or the further understanding and learning, we have series of classes, online classes, which Murshid has mentioned in this his presentations. So with that, the content of this particular topic is very precise, and I'll keep this very informative. But in case if you feel this is very less for you, if there are some expert in this meeting, then my apologies to disappoint you. But I'll keep very short and informative since we don't know the segmentation of our audience in this meeting. So to start with, I'll share my screen here. Okay. So the idea is to just, demonstrate how this is shaping the life, the real life. So it started with the search engines versus the generative AI. So we all been using this search engines for the decade, and we know how we use it. Then the difference between these two is both provides information, but the difference is generative AI gives the very precise information, and search engine gives the information, a lot of information, and we have to gather the information and then use it. So, but how it works, we'll not talk about anything about the search engine, but we'll talk about the how it works, the generative AI and AI works. So if you see this history, this is not the new invention. So I mean, the scientists and the professionals started putting an effort from the early 40s, and what is the result we see now in 2024 is now. So but the difference of the invention and the development and the enhancement in the last few years, I mean from 2017, is tremendous. So till 2027, people were not I mean in the situations to even visualize that the time will come where the generative AI will work the way it works now. So it started with the machine learning. The machine learning, we all know that machine learning is there's a supervised learning where we train the machine, train the programs with the certain set of data, and then based on that data, machine itself has a pattern, and then we have enforcement learning. So machine The enforcement learning, reinforcement learning is where like we train the kids, like we give the punishment and reward to the student when they do better, and when they are not doing good, we punish. So based on that it goes. So on the top of machine learning, there is a deep neural network. So this is the idea behind this is how the human neuron works. So based on that, there is a layer of information, and then based on the layer of information, it creates the information and then present to the output. So to start with, I'll show you the real life example. I mean, how it impacts the life. So I'll demonstrate a real life example where there is a prompt. I mean, we'll ask the engine that I'm a parent of class so and so, and I would like to generate a question paper or practice paper. So, and it will respond accordingly. So the idea behind this is the task we all doing, but it used to take up an hour and 2 hours to create a 80 marks question paper for the kids. So I'll just switch to the Copilot. If I get a chance to do with the chat GPT, I'll do with the chat GPT, or else I'll switch to the Copilot. So I'll pass a prompt to this and then say that generate 80 marks question paper for this. So I'll give this pattern of the question paper to this. And the pattern I'll copy, the prompt I'll copy from here. So based on the prompt, which I have provided a paper pattern for 80 marks of 2 years exam, and I requested to generate a paper for grade 5. So very precisely it generates everything here. So with that, we can provide it to the student to work on it. The same way that it works on a Copilot as well, where we give this prompt to the Copilot and Copilot generates the question paper based on the prompt. So this is not the only a real life example. Let's say we can give this 2 to 3 question paper pattern and generate a 2 to 3 question papers and give it to the student, and then when he or she answer this question paper, and then we again upload to the these engine and then ask which is the weak area or the improvement area for the student. It will suggest those area as well based on the answer given by the student. So this way it's really shaping the life of the parents, teachers, students, everybody. So we'll move ahead with this the second part of this. So almost all the industry and service area, it's touching the sphere of the industry and services. So healthcare is the one where it is really coming up in a different way. Like just in this month, there was a global health exhibition in Riyadh, where the 30 to 35% exhibitors were from the artificial intelligence area. So it helps in a diagnosis, understanding the images, etc. So with this also helped in a legal industry. I mean, there will be we cannot generate a comprehensive list of where in which all industry or services is impacted and it's shaping those industry. There's a lot of industry. I mean, almost all industry shaping with this. But some of this, the industry like healthcare, the learning, I mean, the education is really started adoption very early, and now it is on the second level of this, like the LMS and the AI chatbot for learning, the content building, the course building, and all these. These are the area where it's doing very great, and there is a trending and future in it. So banking and accounting also, it's impacting in a in a tremendous way. And software development, we all know where it's going actually. So in some of these Copilot and all, it's giving the complete code. If we write, just give me a code to compare these two string, or give me the code for a list of the people, and write a code to convert from Java to C# or C# to Python. This all ability this engine has. So there's no, we cannot just generate a comprehensive list of where all industry and the services and the use case is impacting. There is a complete list of it. I mean, we cannot just go and write down the list. The all area, whether it's content creations and image generations or video or music, it's all use cases set in this generative AI. Text generation, we all are aware of the text generations. We use the chat GPT and the Copilot, but beyond that, there are the different model with the multimodal, which caters the structure and unstructured data, and based on that data, it generates the information and provide it to the user. So coming to the how this pre-trained model works, there are pre-trained models. There's two type of unimodal and multimodal. Unimodal, we all interact with the ChatGPT 3.0, which is a unimodal. It works on a text. We give the prompt in a text format, and it gives the result in a text format. But coming to the multimodal, it is open to take any type of data, and then any structure, unstructured, and audio, video, any type of data, image, and then generate the result based on that. So I'll show you one of the prompt also for this, how this unstructured works. So I'll give this prompt for this, and then say, please read the attached and respond. While it's responding, I'll show you what is inside the prompt. Is this prompt, are you able to read this? There is a simple prompt for engine. We are asking to generate an image for a company and providing a logo, and giving a context of this company is in an Indian company, and put this branding logo and generate an image. So I'll just maximize this. So you see the way it has, just I've supplied the prompt with the logo, and based on the logo, it has created an image here with the all. Since I have given in a prompt, it's a company in a canned industry, so it's generated the image for the can industry. So this is just an example. It's not just it does. So based on our requirement, we can use this. So multimodals, we have the different multimodal. GPT-3 is not the multimodal, it's a unimodal AI. model, and the GPT-4 is a multimodal. It accepts the all type of inputs, image, audio, video, and then generates a result based on this. Uh, Google Gemini is it's coming up with the as a multi-modal, and Co here is the from AWS, and DALI is also a multi-modal for the especially for the image and video creations. And okay, and then now this is all about the these are the open model. Now being a in service or industry, the user or the customer will not happy to share their data on for these model, whether it's a unimodal or multimodal. So what is the solution for that? So there are the uh, models coming up which are pre-trained model for a particular business, like in current scenario for education and healthcare, there's a different model coming up with the uh, domain specific, where they can ask the question for the healthcare related issue or the learning questions and all. And these are also deployed by the different provider like AWS, Microsoft, Google, and all. On top of that, there's a RAG, retrieval augmented generation using LLM. So these are based on these LLMs. We have the data from the customer, let's say banking or a healthcare industry. Their data is there, and based on their data, we write a simple program using the RAG, and these are not their own kind of model where they can go and then retrieve the data. So their data is safe in this way. So they are not exposing to the chat GPT or Gemini or any other co-pilot, but rather they are using just the LLM, large language model, to retrieve the data and then use it. So this way, so there is an encapsulation and securing the data, not exposing to the open model, pre-trained open model in the market. So we'll discuss more about the AGI, artificial general intelligence. So what would be the next? So after generative AI, it's going to be artificial general intelligence, and people is working different companies are working on this. These are the keyword like prompt engineering. All these are coming. We saw this how the prompt helps to pass the information and get the result on using the prompt. So based on this real life example and the how it's shaping our life and different domain of the industry. So it's going, there's a positive, but there are some risk associated with this as well, like ethical and privacy issues, the data collection and consent. You know, when we use it, you will find that if you are using this chat GPT for a while, and if you go and see and ask who am I, it will tell you that what is your habit or how you react, what you search, a lot of information. So this means that it is capturing the data without our consent. So these all the issues are bias and discriminations is also one of the issues which encounter with this, and surveillance concerns are there. Deepfake, we know deepfake is very big concerns of the current contemporary world, where artificial intelligence itself generate some video or image which looks like it's very real. And I mean, I was just listening one of expert, and he's saying that time will come that people will go and say that I am not Mazhar. I mean, there is if somebody will tell something in my voice and in my using my image, so I'll go and in a legal process and say that this is not me. So that's also happening, and we see there's a lot of issues coming up with this. But what is the solution of that? So the solution will be the regulatory policy from the government will play a key role. Unfortunately, in India, it's not started yet, but like Ireland, Netherlands, and UK and all, they are putting a lot of regulatory and policies on top of their artificial intelligence and general generative AI. So what hope India will also start putting some regulatory policy, unless, I mean, Indian policy, how it works. So coming to the future trending, AGI, we say AGI is artificial general intelligence will come in the market, where, I mean, it will be the intelligence of these artificial tool will be very similar to a human being, with all these emotion, etc. They can understand the emotion of the people and all. So this is also coming. How it will add the industry and how it will impact the industry. The economic growth is certainly, it's going to be a big boost in the economic growth, and that's already started. Some of the sector enhancement, like we say, already mentioned, that's healthcare and education. It's going to be different now. We all started seeing that education sector and the healthcare is different now. Now they are using it in a very advanced level, and they are targeting to take it on a very advanced level where it will start adding a different value. Labor market will transform. Certainly it's started transforming, and we see some of the result, like some of the kind of job is cutting down and some new jobs are coming up in the market. So this will also this is happening, and this will happen. So we see these information, I mean, how the different sector is getting impacted. So the idea of this session is to show present the basic information about it, and then we have the series of sessions where we learn more about the artificial intelligence. But there is two kind of segment of the people in the society. One is saying की फर्क पड़ता आने दो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, एक है कि बहुत डर गए अगर if artificial generative AI comes in the market, I mean, what we will do, there wouldn't be any job. What is our use? Student is started saying that why to learn this already on a fingertip. We go and we see this. So these pros and cons are coming in the market. So the adoption is whether we would like to adopt this or not, but industry is forcing us to adopt this. I missed to mention the Meta AI. So everybody is using Meta AI in WhatsApp. So industry is forcing us to adopt this, and industry will force us to adopt this. So it's better to take this in this fashion, like when in 17th century or early in 18th century, when the textile and the garments industry revolution started, people, when it was just cottage industry, and then when it started, it's adding a value to the human society, right? So otherwise everybody would get only one lungi and one sari and salwar kameez to wear, right? Now there is a lot of different type of pattern, different type of fabrics available. So that way it will add a value. But in certain community and society, this has been observed that they start adoption very very late, like when the audio system came in the market, or the printing press started, and some of the community were, I mean, apprehensive to adopt these technology because of the different fake and different issues, like where it's a interference of shaitan and all. So but alhamdulillah, our society is not at that level. We have grown, we have the knowledgeable society now. This is not the case now. We don't connect these all with the fake and all. But adoption is, we see there is a issue in adopting this technology. But I would encourage everybody to start adopting it to whatever level we can, whether you're a parent or a teacher, a student, a techies guy, they understand where it's going. But apart from technology, if you are in any segment, any domain or any business, any service, start using it, and then you will see how it's coming up. So adoption should start now. So then only we will be at a level where we can go and real use it. So otherwise somebody will use it and will be behind. Like the same way the printing press we adopted later, very late, and we are behind. The audio system, we audio or video system we adopted very late and we are behind. So we as a community, as a Khair Ummah, we want to be on our front runner on these all aspects. So I would request everybody to start using it at a level where he can learn and adapt further. With that, I'll close this session, and if there is a question and answer, I and Murshid will take this, and then we'll close the session with the vote of thanks. There is one question, Murshid. Please elaborate on AGI. Would you like to take it?
Yeah, sure. By the way, I think Abdul Rauf has asked about more artificial general intelligence, right? It's more of, it's kind, you can say, the extension of currently generative AI, which we are looking at, Rauf bhai. Generative AI is mainly most of single dimensional, where you have text, you have videos, you have images. But now what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring a machine to another level of consciousness, the way the human have, right? The humans are conscious about the environment, right, where they are currently operating. So machines currently they are not. They have been pre-trained with the data, and then whatever you feed in, they come out with that. But what the expectation now is that the machine should have its own consciousness, right, in the environment which they're operating. So that is something artificial general intelligence. But I assume this is something which is going to be available or commercially available, where we actually feel it will be by 2030, right? That's how it's going to be. I assume I have answered your question.
Jazakallah. And the other two questions I'll club together. How to start learn AI, and are you going to start a course or expert class? Yes, the how to learn is start learning from even Meta AI or Chat GPT. That's the start of it. But to be an expert in the particular domain, you have to take further initiative. And so on that, yes, we are going to start a series of classes on generative AI, and soon we'll announce this in the PSF group. So that's a part of service to professional, and yes, we are going to do that.
The question is how many classes and what will be the outcome if I didn't invest my time in those classes. So I assuming you're asking, the question has been asked in context of the PSF classes, which is going to get constructed, right? Now, as I mentioned, right, the PSF is going to conduct the master classes every month. And the series which are trying to build is on the generative AI. That's a trending topic currently, and that's is something which people can use in their career immediately. Now, this is only going to give you the introduction to the different topics. So Mazhar Bhai today has covered a very broad view, a high-level view of the generative AI, and he has touched upon the very high-level concepts of each and everything which has been used in generative AI. So there was unstructured learning, there was structured learning, there was modeling, there was multimodal. He mentions about the different models being used, like Gemini Pro, we have Claude, we have ChatGPT. So what will happen in this series of session is you're going to go through all those sessions, and it will be in hands-on sessions. The subsequent to understand the concepts very deeply, you have to probably enroll through mentor mentee of PSF. You have really connected to the right resource of the data science guy, and then probably he or she will guide you with the resources, the online resources which you can use to learn further. Also, what we're trying to do is we are trying to have a AI boot camps. Now, these boot camps, how different is this from the master classes? You have to be physically present at a location, uh, at the venue, where the teams are going to work together collaboratively to solve a problem statement. Now, the problem statement could be anything. It's like you want to build your own bot, right, using ChatGPT. You don't want to use ChatGPT. You want to build your own bot and you want to do it, and you want to do it free of cost. So that will be the kind of a use case, end-to-end project, which we are trying to do. So what happens with these sessions are, you will actually learn by doing it instead of just learning through the slides and videos and all. So that's the plan for it. We saw various trends having evolved in the last decade, like analytics, machine learning, IoT, robotic process automation, and now generative AI. I believe lots of people are selling non-AI text as an AI, just packaging and calling the AI. I think that's the route. I'll come to that later. Question is, how do we really differentiate AI and non-AI tech as a consumer? Also, what expected beyond AI? I mean, what the next wave expected? Any indications? Okay, I think there are two parts to this question. First is people are wrapping their product and they're calling the AI API and they're saying it's an AI tech. Now, first and foremost, I think they can do that. Probably the reason is uh, building a complete model itself is a huge task. It requires a huge computation. It requires a huge investment. So a person like a startup, he cannot afford to do that, right? If you want to build something, he will definitely going to use a pre-trained model like GPT or Gemini Pro or Claude or Llama, and then he's going to build his product on top of it. And that is the way to it because it makes sense. No one has so much computation power to invest 40 millions into just training a model. So that's to answer your question. That's how you have an AI tech. Now the question is, how do we really differentiate between an AI and a non-AI tech? So something which is kind of a rule based, right? Uh, Learning, right? Where you know it's a deterministic output. You don't know it's like it's something creative, something new has been generated. So generative AI is ChatGPT is all about creating a new content. It's not a rule based engine. Now any kind of a software where you know the deterministic output and you have put a rule inside it. So it's kind of a non AI tech, right? Or something which is more creative like DALE or ChatGPT. It's coming out with its own content. It's an AI tech, right? You have induced that particular thing into the machine. Now, also what is expected beyond AI? I think someone has already touched upon it, Mazhar Bhai, AGI, which is something which is going to come. And I think that is something which is expected, that the machine is going to have a next level of consciousness currently, which it has. I think I have answered the questions.
Okay. Another question: are we planning to have a boot camp on a weekends? Yes, it will be on a weekends only.
My question is concerned completely general, what is called basic knowledge of AI. Okay. So if you have PSF is having any YouTube channels or anything related or any other number of YouTube channels are there, but it is a completely patchy information is there. So if we learn this one series wise, then we can get it the basic knowledge of it.
Yeah, so that's the reason we are starting a series of classes, online classes during the weekends and for the PSF volunteers.
Okay.
It will be very precise and very informative.
It is completely India, throughout India, only for Bombay, I mean Maharashtra.
Since it's online, so it's for all audience across the India or anywhere from the world.
So you have any schedule for this? Pre-schedule, then we can book as per your schedule. Or
hope you are part of the one of the group masterclass group
yes, yes,
ChatGPT. So you will be announced there and you can register from there.
Fine. Thank you. Salam.
Assalamu alaikum. Just myself Aziz. Actually, see, there are a lot of things I have been trying to get connected to generated AI for last 1 year, but somewhere something things are getting diluted because there are a lot of things coming in between, like new things are getting popped up. So, what is the structured way of progressing towards generative AI and further AIG? So, I just want to understand. So, do we have some scheduled module for learning such kind of thing? And because ad hoc things are getting popped up, and every day there are a lot of evolution and evolvement into this generative AI. And most of the time, I see that people is still not exactly aware about what exactly generative AI or machine learning is into it. So can we have such kind of session, or do we have planned in such a way that people go step by step and progress on a monthly basis or gradually? Hope I got the right question. Maybe.
Yes, question is very precise. Murshid, can you take this? I mean, what is the structure of our series of
Yeah,
class?
I think I completely agree what Aziz is trying to mention, right? The resources which is currently available on the internet is very sketchy, and it's been in a wide range, right? So you have to connect the dots basically to understand generative AI. So this is what we're trying to do, Aziz, right? In this series, what we're planning to do, and the thing is, we're just trying to connect the dots. Things are available, and things are already there on the internet, but the things is like it's evolving in such a fast pace that the people are not able to catch up. This was the first introduction masterclass where we try to touch upon the high level aspects of the generative AI. And the series of class would be we'll try to connect the dots. You're getting my point? So basically, as you mentioned, one of the question was people don't understand what is machine learning and what is generative AI, right? So the session would be like we're going to have a complete differentiation between is AI, what is deep learning, what is ML, what is generative AI. I'm going to cover all that aspects in a series of steps. And it's like kind of a baby steps, right? You have to take towards learning some new skills. You cannot just go and start learning something. Definitely you can just go to generative AI, start running code, and you can start using Google Gemini Pro and everything. But the point is how it exactly works and how it exactly functions. Is that what we're trying to make you aware of, at least from the master class? Definitely, as I told you, in a 1 hour session you will not be become an expert. At least you will be aware how these things are connected and how they have been built throughout, right? So, and probably in this series, and if you want, this is from the PSF context. And if you want to learn specifically generative AI, and you want to connect the dot properly, then you have to go in a very structured manner. I can give you a very high level roadmap here. Like, for example, you have to learn Python, and post that you have to start learning machine learning. And then you have to start learning more about the deep learning. And then you have to learn about transformers. Then you have to learn about generative AI. Right? That's how I think probably the way you have to touch upon the sessions if you want to learn about more about generative AI. And things are going to move. Definitely, there is an AI race. Each and every company like Meta or OpenAI or Azure, they're going to come up with different models every day, but the underlying fundamentals are not going to change. So if you're through with the fundamentals, I think you will be good using using the generative AI models. I believe hope I have answered your questions, Aziz. If you have any follow-up questions, you can ask.
Yeah, thanks. I got your point. What exactly precisely? But one thing is that maybe this audience is an average of 30, 35 somewhere. So, but I have already have an experience of 20 years to a domain, and now learning Python or any other language would be a bit difficult for me. So how do we counter with such an experienced guy, or you have? How do we? Because I tried my best, but somewhere I feel that not possible.
And, okay, so this is again,
Hello.
Aziz, like it depends the context you're looking at, right? If you're looking at the context from the leadership perspective and you don't want to dive into doing a hands-on thing, then probably, as I mentioned, right, you can directly go and start using the tools which are built on generative AI and start using them. But if you're inquisitive and curious how things actually underlying aspects of this generative AI works, then you have to follow this roadmap to understand it deeply, right? I understand where you're coming from. Probably you're not a coder, or probably you don't want to learn these things, but uh, you have to start somewhere, right? Probably if you want to use it if you're an architect or somewhere, if you're inducing generative AI, at least you need to know a little bit of nuts and bolts of it, how you're going to fit into your architecture and how it's going to be useful for your application, right? So if you're coming from that perspective, then at least you need to understand from the architectural pattern perspective, what input you're going to give and what output is expected from. So then that piece of code will become a black box for you. But if you're a kind of a coder, if you want to understand how things really work, then you have to go by that roadmap. And we are going to cover both the roadmaps, right? Because we know our audience is professional and there are people coming from the different walks of their career. Some are very would like to get deep down and want to code it, and some would like to have a very high level view of it and want to use that product directly, right? So we are going to have session on both the parts. I think if everyone has done with the questions, then probably we can close the session for today. It was really a very fantastic session and giving us a high level overview of generative AI. It would not have been possible for all of you. You have been very instrumental in taking up this session in a very short notice. Thank you for that. And our participants was also very eager, right? A lot of questions come up with respect to the AGI, with respect to AI and non-tech AI. I think this series of session is definitely going to help people and the professional based on the trending of this topic, right? So definitely, inshallah, we're going to plan more sessions on this and we'll be connected on this. Jazakallah khair. Thank you.